Hello and welcome to another video of the New World Disaster channel. Today's video will be featuring the current European Union external challenges. In the current context of increasing world instability through conflicts, violence, economic crisis, political terror, failed states and so on, the European Union is expected to have a bigger role in all of those issues. If we look into this map, we can see the main areas of conflict around the world. Right away, it is noticeable that there is some sort of arch of crisis surrounding the European Union external borders. Starting south, we can see that the North African countries are very unstable. Algeria is politically disorganized, having to deal with terrorist movements. Tunisia, on the other hand, is making reforms in order to become a Western-type democracy, but it is still a long way forward. In Libya, we have a civil war between two different concepts to the future, a liberal democracy and, on the other hand, a theocracy. Same goes for Egypt, where the military are once more in power. The Middle East is very unstable. The main reason for concern is, of course, the war in Syria and Iraq. The involvement of multiple external actors in this conflict, such as Russia, Iran, Saudi Arabia and the USA, makes it all the more difficult to resolve. The regional disputes between Shiites, led by Iran, and Sunnis, led by Saudi Arabia, further escalates violence and instability. The human crisis, or the refugee crisis as you want to call it, is also a big concern to which the European Union could not answer properly and as a cohesive bloc. All taken measures in order to stop this human catastrophe have been rather insufficient. Further north and already inside the European continent itself, we have the situation in Ukraine. The Russian annexation of Crimea and the war in eastern Ukraine represents the end of the post-Cold War order within Europe. Russia violated international law and, more specifically, the Budapest Memorandum on Security Assurances of 1994, on which, after the collapse of the Soviet Union, Ukraine relinquished its nuclear arsenal to Russia. In turn, and I'm citing now, the United States of America, the Russian Federation and the UK reaffirmed their commitment to Ukraine to respect the independence and sovereignty and existing borders of Ukraine. The relations with Russia are always connected with the energy sector. Europe is dependent from external energy imports, and Russia is dependent on selling those resources for its financial stability. Vladimir Putin is known to use energy to achieve foreign policy objectives, and this is a potential threat to Europe. Europe that looks to diversify its energy imports. The USA could play a significant role on that matter with shale gas. According to the new Russian National Defense Strategy released in late December 2015, expanding the force potential of NATO and endowing it with global functions which are implemented in violation of international law and norms, the bloc's military activation, its continued expansion, the approach of its military infrastructure to Russian borders all create a threat to Russian national security. On the other hand, Russia's independent policies are provoking resistance to the US and its allies. Russia's strengthening is occurring against the background of new threats to national security which have a complex and interdependent nature. Russia's Federation independent internal and foreign policy is causing counteractions by the US and its allies which are seeking to preserve their dominance in global affairs. Basically, what Russian leaders are saying with this is that Russia contests the global role of the United States of America and that Russia wants a multipolar world where Russia is more important in global issues. So as you can see, Europe has many external challenges. Those challenges require more than ever a strong and united Europe. The recent British referendum that resulted on the Brexit puts to the test the future capacity of the Union. The European Union external challenges that we've talked about happen at the same time that there is internal problems, such as the Brexit and the rise of Eurosceptical movements. And that's everything for now. Thank you very much indeed for watching, and I will see you next time. Thank you.